Hey there, Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the beauty, relationships, envy, and seduction of those of you who have Venus in the second house within your birth chart. So stay tuned. However, before we do dive into today's video, certainly make sure that you give this video a like if you do like it. Also, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, and to, of course, click that little bell icon so that you can keep yourself updated with further content from myself. Also, if you're interested in any personal birth chart readings or in some merchandise pieces or in some practical ebooks, then you can go to the links in the description box below. You can visit my website. And then lastly, if you want to keep up to date with me on Instagram, I make some fun astrology posts over there. Yeah, you can follow me there at hannahselsewhere. Okay, so with all of those introductions out of the way, Venus in the second house, let's do this. Alright, so first and foremost, when it comes to Venus, make sure that you are looking towards your Libra house along with your Taurus house, because both of these signs are ruled by Venus within astrology, and so they can give you more information. But if you do have Venus in the second house, then what this suggests is that you are talented when it comes to things like gaining material wealth, creating a sustainable life, and when it comes to making sure that you have enough. Or also, you may be talented when it comes to investing. So this could be investing in a property or investing in stocks and shares, or this could be the likelihood of you investing into a business. A business that you would like to see really take off. You know, following on from this point, this could be a situation where you are big into cryptocurrency. So maybe you are someone who invests into that given the change of times. Then again, perhaps this depends on the sign that Venus is in, along with aspects, because the placement of Venus here can give you more information or different information in comparison to what I've been saying so far. Likewise, maybe Venus translates a different message associated with this talent. So for example, perhaps there are some of you who aren't the most talented at these things that I previously mentioned. Perhaps you feel a lack when it comes to financial sustainability. It's as if you can never seem to catch a break. Maybe money is just something that slips out of your hands just the moment that you get it. Or in extreme cases, perhaps you have experienced poverty, homelessness, or maybe you just have so many bills that it's hard to keep up. It's just really, really difficult to save for you personally. Naturally, this is why it's important to keep in mind the sign that Venus is in, along with those aspects like I said. Also, remember that our financial positions, they can change, just like everything within our astrological chart. Change can happen due to progressions and transits, etc. But still, looking at Venus in the second house, just as this natal placement, there's an emphasis here on financial matters. In fact, you might base your self-worth upon how much money you have or lack thereof, or you might base your self-worth on your material goods. So you might stubbornly cling to certain items out of fear of losing them, because you then, in a way, you're essentially losing a part of yourself. It's as if you're saying, I am nothing without these things. Maybe also it's as though you are saying, how will others perceive me? How will others view me without these things? And so in this respect, I think it is a good idea to look at this a little deeper. So let's look at your upbringing here. Did you feel valued or worthy? Or were you measured up against stuff? Were you treated like a thing, like an object, instead of being treated like a human? Or perhaps love was shown through materials. It was shown through money. Maybe you were rewarded with things when you were good, when you obeyed, but then you were punished by having things taken away from you. Okay, this would happen whenever you were being bad. And so you learn that love equals materials, love equals money, love equals shelter, spending, giving, receiving, possessions. And so, as I'm suggesting, perhaps it's that your self-worth is often measured according to these things. Similarly, perhaps your beauty is measured according to such things. So for example, maybe you see yourself as beautiful if you buy that coat, or if you buy that necklace, or you will be viewed as beautiful or as more valuable by others if you wear those earrings instead of these other earrings over here, even though you do want to wear the other ones. Perhaps being seen in a particular light by others, it's important to you. With that being said, I just want to say that there's nothing wrong with wanting to be valued or wanting to be desired or seen as beautiful, okay? Sure, these thoughts and feelings, they may be viewed as vain or as shallow, but I also think these thoughts and feelings they're natural. At least this is what I'm coming to learn through my own self-development. And the reason for why I'm bringing myself into the equation is because I do have Libra ruling my second house. So I do have that Venus influence in my second house. And come to think about it, does anybody actually want to be viewed as ugly or as undesirable? Maybe, but it's still something to think about. Yeah, my views have certainly changed so much over the years. I'll say that. But still, I think there can be implications when we base our self-worth too much upon other people's thoughts and opinions. I mean, that's a given. Likewise, it's a slippery slope when we base our self-worth upon what we own, what we possess. Though I think both of these things, they do go hand in hand, because we often buy things as a means of impressing other people, as a way to show others our wealth, to show that off to others. Then again, maybe you're someone with Venus in the second house who has worked on these things within yourself. I mean, take for example the whole manifesting term, used a lot today. It's used as a way of gaining things, right? So manifesting a car or a house, or even manifesting a healthy, loving relationship. But perhaps along your journey, you have discovered that having all of these things doesn't actually equivalent to inner security or to self-worth. And instead, you choose to appreciate the things about you that make you you. So looking at your qualities, your attributes, such as your generosity, your thoughtfulness, your kindness, your intellect, your drive, your passion, your compassion, your helpfulness. Or maybe it's about acknowledging your skills and your talents, such as your singing voice, your creativity, your numerical skills, or your literacy skills, or your ability to solve problems and come up with solutions. And following on from this point, maybe this is also where the sign that Venus is in comes into play a lot, because I think the sign Venus is in, along with aspects, well, these things can give you so much more information. But I do still hope you see where I'm coming from when it comes to self-worth. And like I said, perhaps you have been realizing such things throughout your life as you have grown. And if you haven't, maybe you can use this video as an opportunity to reflect, or as a way to look a little deeper. Ultimately though, there's more to you than what you have, than what you own. And there's more to you than what you look like as well. Again, items and physical beauty, they have their place. I'm not trying to demonize them. I'm not trying to say they're completely wrong. Okay? These things help us survive and thrive in the physical world. I don't look at these things as negative or as solely bad. I mean, I know for myself, I would like to own a house one day. That is a goal of mine. But I'm emphasizing the impact that such things can have on how we value ourselves. And so in your case, Venus in the second house individuals, I think these themes that I've been discussing so far throughout this video, they play a pretty relevant role within your lives. And so this actually leads me onto envy and jealousy, because there's a possibility here of you comparing yourselves to others. So comparing yourself against others who have more or who have something that you don't. So for example, maybe a friend of yours, they get a house, but you don't have a house. You might feel envious or jealous. Or let's say someone you know makes more money than you, and they're doing a similar job to you, but they're still getting more money. Again, envy, jealousy could come into the equation. Or maybe there's a job you really, really want, but you lose out to somebody else. You feel disheartened. And so jealousy could come into the equation. Naturally, of course, your feelings are valid, but I think you may have the tendency of running into issues if or when you start feeling unworthy, for example, or if or when you become bitter, cruel, resentful, or petty. So instead of feeling happy for a friend, for example, perhaps you start being passive aggressive, etc. And next thing you know, you're dwelling in something that's unhealthy, both for you and for your relationship. So looking at the relationship that you have with your friend. Yeah, if these things start to play out or rule over your life, maybe it's good to address why you feel jealous or why you feel envious. So for example, is there a need that isn't being met? Do you not feel worthy when you see others doing well? Or do you not see yourself having such things even though you desire them deep down? I mean, your envy can be due to many reasons, but these are themes that can play out when it comes to having Venus in the second house, though I suppose it goes back to self-worth. Then again, perhaps your jealousy can be used as a way to make you aware of your potential. So sure, somebody else may have something you don't, but maybe one day you will. Then again, perhaps it's about being inspired by others rather than being envious. Though, basically, I think it's important not to take things so personally in that it's not about you. So that thing that person has, that doesn't mean you're incapable or that you're not enough, or that person who is beautiful, them being beautiful doesn't mean you aren't beautiful. Or that person who you see as desirable because of their chest or because of their legs or their arms, again, that doesn't mean that you are not desired for how you appear. Yeah, other people don't have to equivalent to how you feel about yourself. Now, I know that this is easier said than done, and as I said earlier, it's only natural for us humans to seek desire, to be desired, etc. But would we not feel so much happier and so much more content if we did accept ourselves more? And so in your case, Venus in the second house individuals, would you feel more content if you didn't rival with others or if you didn't compare yourself against others? And I don't just mean in a physical beauty way, but also in a material, financial way, as previously discussed. Yeah, I feel as if I've really went in hard with the self-worth stuff when it comes to the second house. I did not expect to go this in whilst I was writing the script, but here we are. I hope that I've been able to shed some light on some things for you guys. Though I suppose the same thing could be applied to your talents and to your skills. So let's say, for example, you are talented at singing, but then you feel inferior to somebody else who you think has a better singing voice. Or you know what, it could be the opposite, where you see yourself as superior because you think you have a better singing voice. So instead of comparing, why not try viewing things as more singular, as more separate, as in this person can sing, but so can I. But that person is that person and I am me. We are two different people. We are separate individuals. We have our own unique gifts and talents. And seeing as this is about you, Venus in the second house individuals, well, it's likely that you are talented at the likes of singing, dancing, painting, acting, music, or when it comes to relating, when it comes to socializing, negotiating. Also, maybe you are gifted at the likes of money, beauty, fashion, or photography, all of these Venetian things. Or maybe you know what, you're really, really talented at business, really talented at being diplomatic. In fact, you could very well earn a living when it comes to these different areas that I've mentioned. So there is that. But moving along, I now want to look at your relationships, okay? Well, you might get into relationships with people who are financially secure. You may be attracted to these types of individuals, or you may be attracted to people who possess a particular skill within an art form. Take myself, for example. Like I said, I have Libra ruling the second house, so I do have that Venus influence, and my partner is talented at painting. Though to be fair, I also have Pisces ruling the 7th house, which further implies this, but still I would consider him as super, super creative. And the both of us together, we love to indulge in the simple pleasures in life, such as good food, drink, movie nights, walks in the park, and days out to coffee shops. Perhaps you can relate if you have Venus in the second house. Or, like I said, maybe your partners and lovers, they are financially secure. They are grounded and they're practical when it comes to money. Though to be fair, again, the sign Venus is in could tell a different story along with the aspects. Then again, perhaps you meet a potential partner at their place of work or at their home, such as being invited to their house by a friend, something like that. Or maybe you meet a potential partner through a business that you are a part of or due to an investment that you make. These are, of course, are all possibilities. Or maybe you get into relationships with people who beautify you or who do your hair, such as getting into a relationship with your hairdresser or with a shopping advisor. Still, however, I think being on the same page financially, well, that is important to you when it comes to your one-on-one relationships, Venus in the second house individuals. Or you know what, perhaps simply feeling secure is important to you. So being in relationships where you feel a sense of commitment and loyalty and stability, or being friends with people who you can depend on, friends who are there for you, friends who hold space for you. Ultimately, looking at these lovers and partners and friends, you seek people who value you and who you value just as much. Not to mention, okay, with Venus in this position, you just might receive materials or money from these people in your life. Okay, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video all about the beauty, relationships, envy, and seduction of those of you who have Venus in the second house within your birth chart. Now, if you do happen to have Venus in the second house, then please let us know what you thought of the video in the comment section down below. Did it resonate for you? Did it not resonate? I would love to know your feedback. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button. And also make sure that you give this video a like, remember. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!